to Reflections and Real Talk, where we dive into the big questions about life, money, and everything in between. I'm Judy, your host. Whether you're gearing up for retirement or just getting started on your financial journey, this is the place for honest conversations and practical advice. Today, we're going to talk about the FIRE movement. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. It's all about saving and investing aggressively so you can retire decades earlier than the traditional retirement age of 65. In the United States, around 15% of people retire early, typically in their 50s. However, the FIRE community is pushing that number even lower, with some retiring in their 30s or 40s. And yes, this trend is growing, especially among millennials and Gen Z, who value freedom and experiences over a traditional career path. The movement's roots trace back to 1992 when Vicki, Robin, and Dominguez published their groundbreaking book, Your Money or Your Life. This book introduced the concept of aligning your spending with your values and achieving financial independence through mindful money management. In recent years, figures like Mr. Money Mustache have propelled the movement into the mainstream, using blogs and social media to inspire a new generation to rethink work, savings, and lifestyle choices. Common ages for early retirement and happiness levels. The common age for early retirees in the FIRE movement is between 35 and 50. But are they happy? Studies suggest that many early retirees report very high levels of satisfaction if they're planned well. However, challenges like healthcare costs and unexpected expenses and finding purpose outside of work can impact long-term happiness. Here's one perspective on how much money you'll actually need to retire early. This assumes annual expenses of around $50,000 to $60,000 and a safe withdrawal rate of 4%. A single person retiring early in the U.S. would need between $1.5 and $2 million to cover living expenses, including healthcare. For a couple with 2 children, you're looking at between $3 and $4 million, depending on your desired lifestyle and healthcare needs. Healthcare coverage in particular is a major cost to factor into your budget, and of course, these numbers can vary greatly depending on where you retire, your lifestyle, and health conditions. What are some challenges to early retirement? Early retirement can come with many challenges. Healthcare is a big one. Retiring before Medicare eligibility at age 65 means you'll need private insurance or marketplace coverage. Inflation and market volatility can also impact your savings. And let's not forget about lifestyle adjustments. Some people struggle with the loss of identity and purpose that comes with leaving a career. What are some of the biggest benefits of early retirement? On the flip side, the benefits can be enormously rewarding. Early retirees gain the freedom to pursue passions, spend more time with loved ones, and explore new opportunities. For many, the ability to control their time is priceless. And for some, retiring doesn't mean stopping work completely. It may mean stopping work you have to do and trading it for work you want to do. After all, when you don't need the money, it can completely change your attitude towards work. So, with all the pros and cons, is the FIRE movement growing or shrinking? The FIRE movement is definitely growing, fueled by online communities, podcasts, and social media. More people are prioritizing financial independence, but it's not without its critics. Some argue that extreme frugality is not sustainable or enjoyable in the long term. And if you're saving primarily in your 20s and 30s at the cost of participating in some memorable moments you could have spent with your peers, this is an opportunity cost for things you may not be able to recreate later. Still, the movement continues to inspire those seeking an alternative to the traditional 9-to-5 grind. Here are some variations of the FIRE goals. Lean FIRE, retiring with a minimal lifestyle which requires less savings, annual expenditures of approximately $25,000 with a target savings of $625,000. Fat FIRE, retiring with a more comfortable or luxurious lifestyle which requires more, annual expenditures of $100,000 with target savings of $2.5 million. Barista FIRE, retiring partially while working part-time to cover some expenses. You'd need less than lean FIRE savings since your job supplements your expenses. And using a more aggressive timeline and high savings rate, people aiming to retire sooner typically save as much as 50 to 70% of their income. The 25X rule is a quick guideline to help determine how much you need to retire. Multiply your annual expenses by 25 to estimate the amount you need to retire. For example, if your annual expenses are $40,000, you would need $40,000 times 25 or $1 million. This assumes you withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio annually, which is based on the 4% rule. This rule suggests you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio adjusted for inflation each year in retirement without running out of money for 30 years or more. For instance, if you saved $1 million, you could withdraw $40,000 annually. The 4% rule is based on historical data of stock and bond market returns and assumes your portfolio grows faster than your withdrawals over time. To recap, early retirement through the FIRE movement is possible with careful planning, disciplined savings, and smart investment strategies. It's not just about the money, it's about designing a life you love. So whether you're single, married, or have kids, the journey to financial independence can be incredibly rewarding. What are your thoughts on the FIRE movement? Are you planning for early retirement, or does it seem out of reach? Share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more financial tips and strategies. Hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll never miss an episode. Let's keep building the life you deserve. See you next time.